Hello. Welcome to today's messages. We've got a time limit, but I think we can do it. Okay. Note to self, clean out your storage on your phone. Okay. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, how are you? Thank you for being here. Welcome to today's messages. Okay, let's get something going on for today. Still no water. Yes, water. Yes, water. Okay. What could we possibly have to think about, consider, recognize, acknowledge, hold, own, exemplify? I don't know where that word is. Butterfly. Okay, we've got balance. Okay, beautiful. Balancing your light and your dark, your masculine and your feminine, your up and your down, your yes and your no, your why and your why not. I don't know. Okay, all of your balancing of gorgeousness. Yes, this is something we have discovered in our processes, the value and importance of the balancing. Dragonfly! There he is. Oh, so fast. Oh. Where'd he go? He's right on that bloom there. Can you see him? Big, long, blue guy. So I got the mesh from my screen, making it tricky, but it's there, hanging up in the sunshine on my blossoms. Right there. And he's gonna have a nap. Okay. Look at how long though. You can see it on the leaf. That's cool. Yeah, that's as close as I can get there. Beautiful. He's reminding me of in one of the Mission Impossibles where Tom Cruise is hanging on the edge of the cliff, facing out. That's what that looks like. Okay, yes, look at my crazy bush. Okay. We're not going to wait for it to fly away. It's having a little nap. Okay. Okay. This message brought to you by butterflies and dragonflies. Okay. What's gonna come up for us to balance the balance? To balancing the balancing. That one. And this one is enlightenment. The moment you become aware that you are a star of your magic, of your power, of your divinity. Also, this balance, right? The ether, the air, the earth, the fire, the water, right? This and you, the center point. This is my theory. One of my running theories. You know, the cross or the cross. And then there's the one with the circle around the cross. My theory is it's about the point of intersection that's the magic. That's the source, the person, the you, right? You are the tipping point between the left and the right, the light and the shadow, the up and the down, the masculine and the feminine. You are the third element, right? Or the fifth element. Beautiful. You are the fifth element. Which, watch the movie. Your capacity to love can save the world, okay? Yes. Yes, it can. Totally having a nap there. It's just like, the sun is right. This bloom is perfect. Okay. Let's see what rune is gonna come out. That one. And it's was release and rebirth. Sorry, exactly. That was one of the balancing things that I didn't mention. But the death and the release, no, the death and release and the rebirth and receive. Yes. Okay, that's not it. Okay, it was magic, liberation, rebirth, spiritual awakening, and protection. Beautiful, powerful, and wow. Okay. Iwaz has both a serious nature and a light, swift energy of renewal. A rune representing the mysteries of life and death, Iwaz speaks of things timeless, eternal, and immortal. Ether, I want to say, right? Ether. It deals with our initiation into the mysteries of life, and it brings a message that there will be testing and transformation. It is a symbol of death and rebirth. Yes. And this is exactly what is happening. It is on point. We got it, right? I feel like this is a rebalancing after a rebirth, right? It's like getting your legs. I'm thinking newborn, right? They're all floppy and wobbly. And then toddler, they're all drunk, right? And the practice, the play, the exploration, the getting your legs back. Same with sea legs, right? Takes a minute. You gotta recenter, get your sense of gravity back and all that jazz. Okay. This is the thing, right? We don't have the necessary, sometimes we don't have the necessary, funeral pyre and see the old transforming into the new. It's happening on an energetic level, right? So it's hard to track. It's hard to recognize sometimes. And then there's like that, oh my God, something's different. Something's changed. something feels weird, right? It's about grace, giving yourself the time to adjust, to rebalance. Okay. Who's gonna come out? He's still there. Okay. So, well, and then the dragonfly, right? Transformation into the unknown, into the unknown. Yes. This liminal space, this in between, this now what? This, okay, I feel changed. Okay. Now it's time to give yourself the time to regenerate, to replenish, to get your legs on and flow. Okay, trust that the river that you are flowing in right now, because of your transformation, because of your enlightenment, right? Your recognition that you are the star and all of the components that make you up, your ether, your fire, your water, your earth, your air, right? This balance is part of your renewal, your magic, your rebirth. And what is that going to look like? You don't have to figure all that out. You just have to balance. You just have to balance, okay, and trust and have faith in your transformation and the results of it. Let the evidences of your transformation reveal themselves to you. You don't need to go looking for them. Right? The butterfly, the dragonfly. We weren't looking for those. They just came about. And yet they were there. Another butterfly. It's because of that big old patch of blackberries over there. They're all flowering. You know, I always want to go into to my neighbors and just be like, thank you for having this beautiful space for me to look at all the time. Gratitude is another way to balance, to anchor in. Ooh, yes, we may have to anchor in. No, I don't think we have to, in the sense of like, if we don't, it's going to fly away. I feel like this transition, this transformation is permanent. It is like the end of yesterday's reading, we went through the gate and it's only one way in. There's no way back out. And so we can release the fear of regression, right? Of suddenly being like, wait a second, how did I get back here? No, right? But parts of our nervous system may still be looking for the evidence, may still have the lingering wiring of regression. Right? This is why this is this balancing of our enlightenment, of the progress and processes. Okay. Okay. And also many ideas coming in. Okay. But this is who came out. This is the transformation. This is your enlightenment. Welcome to your enlightenment. Okay. The Queen of Wands. Okay. The Queen of Passion, Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Okay, she is glowing and shining, abundant, protected, intuitive, and gorgeous. And definitely not chasing after the things, but also open to declare them as her own. So it's like, keep flowing, keep being your gorgeous, authentic, protective, intuitive self, and flow and flow. And then when the choice presents itself, you'll know what to do. This is that trust, the trust and the faith, right? Don't go looking for choices. Don't go forcing things. Don't go trying to make the things happen. This is a new way of being. This is a new way of engaging. This is an intuitive, tapped in, tuned in, turned on kind of way of embarking in the world, right? It feels right, go. If it doesn't, no, right? That's easy. Yes, beautiful. That old way of forcing, trying has ended. Bee just came and looked in the window. Just be, okay? Just be. What a perfect timing for that to be. This represents a completion, right? One revolution around the sun. Also your effect on the world, and look, you're gorgeous, and how your effect pulls in, reorganizes in your favor. You've got all kinds of things growing and blooming. We've got the sunflower here. We got planets and stars aligning, right? Blossoms. And, you know, this figure here is it there? What's that? Do I need to go after that? Quick, grab something and grab it, right? They're just dancing, and all these things are organizing themselves around, and it's gorgeous. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving all our lives. It's true to make a brighter day, just you and me. I don't know. That's the words. It suddenly didn't make any sense. Okay. So we've got the death coming out as further confirmation. Okay, this death of the old, it completed this old way of being. And what I'm seeing is liberation is the star that is trapped behind its own limiting beliefs, right? And this revelation, this removal of your doubts and your fears and your limiting beliefs, revealing who you actually are, which is the star, right? This is your enlightenment, is your recognition of self, of your power, of your purpose, of your potential. And these two cards coming, it's a mimmers. These two cards coming in back to back. Oh, the dragonfly's gone. This is it's like double confirmation, right? The end of the old, the completion. The death of the old way. It's gone. It's gone. Welcome to the new world where things are unknown, right? It's a different skill set that you've got to break in. Again, with the toddlers, right? Or the babies and the toddlers, this newness of trust and faith and knowing, trust in yourself, your ability to move, to be guided, to take action towards the things that inspire you, and to trust the unfolding. I've been getting a lot of messages about now is the time to float, all right? Now is the time to float. Allow the work that you've already done to move you, to guide you. Yeah. There's confirmation of what I just said, okay? 2112 on the clock, which is your balance, okay? This work is helping you move confidently forward, okay? Because you are armed with your enlightened truth of self. And even though it's new, it's uncertain, it's a little shaky, it's right, you've put enough work in. You have enough transferable skills. It's like, so I've been a face painter for 20 years. 20 years? What? That's crazy. Okay. Yes. 20 years I've been face painting. And, you know, I can confidently say I'm one of the fastest, efficient, capable face painters in my area. But it took 20 years of doing this, right? And then I also have been doing henna. This one's starting to fade already. For 15, 16 years, something like that. Maybe it's 17, 18. But anyways, a long time. And the nature of my experience in those areas is lots, is volume, right? I can paint, I don't know, up to 30 kids in an hour, which is a lot. That's like a minute to 2 minutes per face, okay? Do the math. It's a freaking machine. But it's this, I don't know, there's something about that. Also, the hands-on healing. There's a whole thing, right? And then I'm moving into offering readings, intuitive guidance sessions. And I had a session where I was offering this for the first time. I've been doing this for a while, but I started offering it in person. And it was actually quite successful. And there were a lot of people coming in and moving out, right? And energetically, this transference, because I'm transmuting, there's so much going on so many levels. And yes, I felt exhausted after the weekend, right? Emotionally. And it took a couple of days to recharge. But I feel like all of my past 20 years experience of this quick engagement, because who's to say that this energetic exchange hasn't been happening this whole time, right? Just because I'm more conscious of it now doesn't mean it wasn't happening the whole time. So there's something about transferable skills that you have. This is the aha moment. This is part of the enlightenment, right? It's like when you can look back and see all of the detours and all of the steps and all of the areas of focus of work, right? That are somehow directly, did I say directly, ingrained, entwined, relevant to your purpose, right? Your soul path. Okay. Okay. So, yes, moving forwards, even though it's a little new, you feel new, you're not new, okay? It's like starting, it's like when you're in your 40s or 50s and you're starting from scratch. It's not really from scratch, right? It's not the starting from scratch like you did when you were 20, when you really were starting from scratch, when you didn't have this, plethora of experience under your belt. To start new later on in the game is more like a fresh opportunity to utilize all of the skills that you have collected up until that point, right? Okay. Then we got the Seven of Cups. Okay. This is gorgeous things starting to flow into your life and overflowing you, which you then it overflows into all areas of your life. Okay. This is the new way. Welcome to the new way of being gorgeous. You don't have to effort as much. You just have to set clear intentions, get your frequency, keep your frequency right, and take those inspired actions. And you're golden. Oh, and then you may hit a tower, okay? But I feel like this is the psychological tower of how different moving through your life is going to be from this point on. And to allow yourself those moments where you revert a little bit and you're like, I did not need to work so hard for that. Because you will see the evidences of not working so hard for the same result, right? Okay. So, yes, the revelation may disrupt your world. Okay, I feel like this is part of the necessary readjusting of the external to your internal. So make sure you're balanced, you're centered, you're grounded, you're sturdy, so that as things are falling around you, you are still standing. And even because you're not fearful, maybe you're able to grab some things, catch some things that are falling from the sky and save them from smashing, right? Ooh, that would be great. Like stained glass window coming from, the top, and you just happen to see it because you're not freaking out, you're not running away, you're like, okay, yeah, bye, we don't need that anymore, we'll let that go. Oh yeah, it was beautiful and it lasted, and take that. Oh yeah, awesome. We'll just put that gently over there and we'll incorporate it into the new build, right? Okay, what do we got? Beautiful. Beautiful. Justice threw itself down upon the Two of Swords here, right? And then we've got the balance. Look at all of these balancing all of these scales, gorgeous and creepy all at the same time. Gorgeous and creepy. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay, yes. This is part of the justice, your justice, the rebalancing, right? Not only are you rebalancing, but the external is rebalancing itself to reflect your rebalancing. This is part of the tower, right? This realization of how interconnected your internal is to your external. The more you enlighten, the more you move through these sorts of transformations, the more you begin to see how freaking magical you actually are, right? How much effect you can have when the conditions are right within. Okay, and then we've got the Queen of Swords coming out here. Now she's, your clear communicator. So I want to say, trust the clarity of the communication that is coming to you, okay? When you have communication that is reaffirming your transition, your growth, your enlightenment, your authentic shining and being, your effect on the world, and your justice and rebalancing, then trust it, right? She also cuts away the things that she senses are not for her, right? Those old ways of doing. When they come up and you start to engage with it, and then you're like, wait a second, she steps in. Step aside. No. That was her slicing and dicing and fertilizing, right? Yes. I also am getting this graduation, this, you're going to get there faster than you think you are, right? Again, linking to what we mentioned about starting again from a place of experience, right? It's not so new, even though it's new. So I feel like, because we've got this page and then the queen, so this is like this trust, this part of the phase. It won't take you as long to get to the mastery as it would have if this was 25 years ago or whatever. Okay, let's get another card here. Let me get one of these astro cards. What astro card's gonna come out? That one? Arrival. Wow. It's the first house. And it's a 39. The first house describes how you enter the world, your first impressions, and the birth of your journey of self-discovery. Okay, this is you stepping out into the new, right? You have arrived, and you're freaking abundant and gorgeous. Take responsibility for how you are perceived. As you walk into the door, assess what you lead with, what your mannerisms, appearance, and signals say. Notice if you lead with charm or prickly defenses with your mind or your heart, or whether you are versatile, changing your approach to fit the circumstances. Investigate how this first impression affects your identity in interactions. People read what you put out. Whether you are acting as a business or a person or as a couple, it's up to you to ensure that how you present yourself matches your intention. There's that setting clear intentions when you maneuver. Okay. The challenge. You are challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearances, see behind the smoke screens, and take responsibility for how you are perceived. Okay. I have some issue with that because you can't necessarily control how another perceives you because they're looking through their own lenses, right? But I'm going to go ahead and caveat that it is how you are perceiving yourself being perceived, something like that. Okay, the gift. Evaluate how you interact with the world as the beginning of a journey of self-discovery. Okay, so this is bringing me to this phase, right? And this, you're authentic. It's okay to admit that you are new and fresh and uncertain in some areas, right? Like, I'm trying to think of a scenario where you have, okay, so with the story of the face painting and then moving to the doing readings back to back, multiple, right? I may not have a lot of experience doing readings in that way, but I have 20 years of experience dealing with public, with people, with lines, with people coming in and leaving back to back, right? So this is that self acknowledgement, mastery, your enlightenment of your capacity. This is that moving forward authentically, but also don't get caught in the story of the newness, right? Oh, I've never done this before, and right, but it's like, well, I haven't done that part, but I've done all the other things before, right? So use that as your confidence builder. This isn't about pride. This isn't about projecting a illusion. This is about transparency, but also acknowledgement of self, right? Yes, you are new, but you're not that new, basically. Okay. Okay, look at the world here. Beautiful. And all these gorgeous balloons everywhere. Yes. Feeling it. Feeling it. Okay. What do we got? Ooh. We got time for somebody else. Whew. Whew. I don't know. These guys? These guys? Those guys? Who wants to come out? When in doubt, explore some gentle chaos, okay? Because I accidentally picked this book up earlier. So let's see what gentle chaos has for us. Okay, what's this? Oh, two. We got the jellyfish and the queen of the night. Talk about your sun and your moon, even though this is night. Okay. Okay, the jellyfish. I opened up on the tower. The jellyfish. Sometimes I think I truly wouldn't mind being a jellyfish. Maybe I'll be rewarded in my next life if I am good. To have no ego at all, even with the potential of immortality. Unburdened by thought, toxic, but not cruel, as delicate as water itself, a gift from the moon herself. The jellyfish reminds us to let ourselves exist simply and just be. Beautiful confirmation, especially with this moon card and all of the messages that came with it, right? This going with the flow, this allowing, this trust, this faith in the unknown. Beautiful, beautiful confirmation of that. Okay. And the queen of the night. I know that this flower only blooms in the night one time. There is magic here in the queen of the night who only blooms for the moon, late into the velvety darkness, whose sweet and delicate petals can be brewed and consumed, allowing you in a way to ingest the moon yourself. Whoa. Okay, this is also validating that movement and faith in the dark times, right? The Queen of Night is a sign to look for beauty in the darkness as well as in the light. This is confirming the beingness, the flowingness, the allowingness of all of the things gorgeous, gorgeous, and gorgeous. Okay. Awkward box time. It's awkward box time. Yay! I'm gonna have a show. And it's gonna be called What's Inside My Awkward Box? Maybe it's not so PG. Okay. No, it is. It is PG. Get your mind out of the gutter. Okay. Some fell out, so we'll take that. Time to let go. Yeah, quit holding on to the edge of the riverbank. It's too dark. I don't know where I'm flowing to. Let go, let flow. Then you know, okay? Trust. Trust that you are worthy, and all the things that are downstream are going to reflect your worthiness. Sometimes we want to avoid seeing that because we're not ready to acknowledge our own worthiness, right? This is why I don't rush this phase of recalibrating, of exploration, finding your legs, right? Finding your balance, your feet. Okay. Gifts from the divine. Okay. You are getting gorgeous gifts from the divine. I mean, you're seeing evidences of it everywhere, right? It's your perception, your perspective, your capacity to receive. That butterfly, that dragonfly, these flowers, these roses, they're all gifts from the divine, okay? And they're falling all over the place. So let them be. I don't know. I don't know where I'm putting these things. That one doesn't want to go anywhere. There we go. Okay. Okay. And the last one is you can do it. Okay. If you had any doubt, stop that. Stop that doubt. Get rid of it. It's not serving your greatest and highest good. Okay, we got just enough time for a couple of charms. Beautiful. Okay, let's look. Let's look at these things together. Okay, so yes. You into look at the cats like hey buns for me. Okay, so something about your intuition, letting you know what the things are that you need to release. Trust your intuition. Okay. It knows. It knows. You don't have to rush this stage. Enjoy it. Okay. Just because. Why are you in a rush? Enjoy the things. Okay, we got the sun and the moon kitty with cat hair attached. This is giving me this balance, right? This flow in the unknown. And then we've got the sunflower power here. Yes, confirmation of this abundant period of your beingness, of gorgeousness. Look at this. Trust, okay, have faith like Jesus in the river, and the gradual revelation of all of the things. Okay, Jesus didn't back down from his beliefs, even when they hung him up, right? Okay. What do we got here? Yes, your work on your balancing of your internal, of your heart. Beautiful. This is leading to things that are made for you. Time to let go. Okay, so you need to make some space for the new things that you are receiving to enter, right? It's like you're gonna have 5 guests over for dinner, but there's nowhere for them to sit. So go make sure you have space to what is it called, entertain the 5 people you plan on having. Okay, here is your balance. This is my twin flame butterfly, the masculine and the feminine coming together. 2 butterflies joining to make one gorgeous butterfly. I don't know if this is part of your gift, but it's definitely attached to your work, right? Because we reflect our internal. Oh my goodness, we only have 5 seconds left. Okay, we got some dream catchers. There's your butterfly. Look at this sword. More dream catchers. Okay, it's information coming in your dreams. We got abundance. The world wants to give you. You've got your mother, maiden, and crone. Make sure you are interacting and celebrating your inner child, your inner mentor, and your inner wise one. With those 3 weighing in, you